He put it all on Iowa. His whole ground game is Iowa. His whole strategy is Iowa. And he destroyed his political career in his home state, neglected his home state during 2 hurricanes, wore weird high boots and humiliated himself when he finally ran home to pretend that he was going to help his state and neglected it. The highest insurance rates. It's impossible to get insurance in the state. Workers are leaving. His Latino workers, Hispanic workers are leaving because of draconian immigration law that his Republicans passed for him. It's hurting the agriculture industry, the construction industry. He's ruined the state, made it an anathema for business. He sued Disney, put himself at war with Mickey Mouse and lost and got humiliated by them. What has he not done that was stupid politically? All for one purpose. He did the ad where he said God created a fighter to get evangelicals to love him. And he's going to finish maybe in the 15s, maybe in the 20s in Iowa. And he's finished as a politician in Florida as a result.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So, I've been paying a lot of attention to Trump's victory in Iowa. It's a history-making victory. The widest margin of victory by any non-incumbent candidate in history. And more importantly than what happened, the media's response to it has been pretty epic, right? We already know everything's going on. Vivek ended his campaign. Other candidates, they haven't ended their campaigns yet, but I'm sure a few are to follow. But they have all delivered some pretty surprising, pretty interesting messages. And the only one really that interests me, the only one I really want to talk about, because full disclosure, I really am a believer in Governor Ron Desantis. I know a lot of us, we don't agree on that, and that's okay. That's the best thing about being conservative. We don't have to agree all the time. And I get that he has not been the most loyal to Donald Trump, right? But my view on that is easy, man. He needs to be true and loyal to the country, to the conservative movement, and the cause. That's it, before any one person, even if that person is Donald Trump, right? So anyway, DeSantis made a pretty interesting announcement after finishing second place behind Donald Trump, which, that second place, I think it surprised a lot of people, man. It definitely surprised Nikki Haley, who really, I think she started to believe her own establishment nonsense. But anyway, listen to this message from Ron DeSantis.
And Governor DeSantis takes the podium.
Thank you. Thanks so much. They threw everything but the kitchen sink at us. We love you too. They threw everything but the kitchen sink at us. They spent almost $50 million attacking us. No one's faced that much all the way just through Iowa. The media was against us. They were writing our obituary months ago. They even called the election before people even got a chance to vote. But they were just so excited about the fact that they were predicting that we wouldn't be able to get our ticket punched here out of Iowa. But I can tell you, because of your support, in spite of all of that they threw at us, everyone against us, we've got our ticket punched out of Iowa. And what I learned by going around Iowa is that this country has a basic decency. We've got hardworking people, God-fearing people, patriotic people. You just don't see it every day because of all the nonsense that gets spewed out there by the media, by social media, all this other stuff. People want to have hope for this country's future, and that's what we represent. We represent a chance to reverse the madness that we've seen in this country, to reverse the decline of this country, and to give this country a new birth of freedom and a restoration of sanity. That's what we are going to do. So we have our marching orders. Our marching orders are to do all we can to preserve what George Washington called the sacred fire of liberty. The same fire that burned in Philadelphia in 1776 when our founding fathers signed the Declaration of Independence. The same sacred fire of liberty that burned at a cemetery in Gettysburg when our first Republican president, Abraham Lincoln, pledged our nation to a new birth of freedom. The same sacred fire of liberty that was on the beaches of Normandy in 1944 when our band of brothers stormed those shores and helped free the world. the same sacred fire of liberty that was at the Berlin Wall in 1987 when Ronald Reagan stood there and said, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." This is our responsibility, to carry this torch and to preserve this sacred fire of liberty. Don't run away from this responsibility. We welcome this responsibility. We thank you for your effort. We thank you for your support. You helped us get a ticket punched out of the Hawkeye State. We have a lot of work to do, but I can tell you this, as the next president of the United States, I am going to get the job done for this country. I am not going to make any excuses, and I guarantee you this, I will not let you down. Thank you all. God bless you. Thank you so much. Appreciate
Florida
you.
Governor Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, so you guys see that. I mean, let me know what jumps out of you, because here's what jumps out at me. You know, obviously he's excited, and he should be. You know, even though it's an absolute crushing what Trump did to him and the entire field, it is pretty validating to Ron DeSantis, and, you know, it's pretty validating about what people actually think of him. To finish ahead of Haley, thank God, and after all the money that she and her interests spent against DeSantis, and after all the attacks from all sides, I mean, dating back years, really. You know, I think it's a little goofy for him to talk about the media as if they did something wrong by calling the race. I mean, come on, bro. Trump got 50% of the vote, dude. You have to call that. It's just math. They did not do anything wrong on calling that. So that's a little goofy, but, you know, here's really why I wanted to share this video. I think that DeSantis is absolutely right. I believe this country is full of good people, full of God-fearing people, hardworking, hopeful people who only want the best for their country, their neighbors, and themselves. You know, true American patriots who do not follow along just to get along with all the leftist insanities that, if you believe the media, if you believe the announcers on our sports games, if you believed Hollywood, the insanity is everywhere. Well, it's not everywhere. It is not everywhere. But here's the thing. If we don't act decisively and act together here in 2024, eventually it will be everywhere, man. But that's just my take, guys. Let me know yours in the comments. And if you haven't already, speaking of needing the help in 2024, guys, this is going to be an important year for conservative voices. So be a part of this channel's growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. And we'll see you in the next one.